Universal Design for Learning is an approach to making sure that every single student gets exactly what they need in order to be successful as a learner.
My master's program was a lot about UDL, and I gained an interest in bringing it into my classroom, but it was just hard to really wrap your brain around it by myself. And so when I met Jen and heard that she was offering the opportunity of coming into the classroom to help me universally design my classroom to meet the needs of all of my students, I was really excited for that opportunity.
We thought about not only the assessment data and what students need to develop true proficiency of a learning standard. We also looked at the science standards, we looked at the social studies standards, we looked at the writing standards, and developed an interdisciplinary unit. So it was universally designed based on student interest.
Jen and I discussed just things that excite the kid. We had just gotten off writing about animals and they just loved that. They wanted to continue on with that. Main idea is not an exciting topic for many of them. They are so engaged because they know the animals and habitats, and so I think they're more engaged in the main idea because it relates.
I think she picked animals because they have a habitat just like us, and that many different animals have a habitat and they all don't have to be like the same.
The students were assessed before the unit started on 3 standards that aligned to nonfiction texts. And we took the data on their understanding of main idea and key details, and that's how we designed the first part of this unit.
They use the information from the pretest for them to know what we know. Yeah, on main idea, summary, and all that stuff.
When we come to 3rd grade, are we all learning at the exact same rate, exact same pace? No. Everybody is learning at different paces, and everyone in our classroom needs different tools to help them with their learning. So that is the reason that we have our different playlists.
Independently, through the personalized playlist, they're able to get a variety of activities. So it could be videos, it could be different texts, it could be hands-on activities, where they're able to take the concept of main idea but apply it in different ways.
So we have a personalized playlist. People don't have the same playlist as me, but if you have an orange one, you do this. But if you have a blue one, you have a whole different schedule.
Everybody's different. Everybody writes in a different way. Everybody's different, so I don't blame them in doing different stories because it helps them write more, it helps them learn more about summary, main idea, and all that stuff. I love that.
Miss Stavros and Miss Hart has been teaching us how to find the main idea and how to see the detail in it.
I always thought like the main idea was when it said how to tie a knot, I always thought the main idea was tie a knot, but it's actually not. In each page is a main idea, which is how to make hoops or like to tie or like that.
It's getting deeper level so that that's part of who they are as a learner. They know those, whether it's a fiction text or a nonfiction text, and then as they're able to apply that in different ways, it does help them into the future.
Worried about what your neighbor's doing because your neighbor might be doing something different than you.
I think that it's important that students understand that they're not all the same, and that's what makes a classroom community so special and unique and even more cohesive in that way. At the end of the week, a culminating event, which was the Starbucks Summary Cafe, every single student had identified on their own the main idea, 3 supporting details from the text, and they were able to use that information to write a concise summary.
Those are a couple things you did during the cruise.
A lot of hard work. Writing a summary, we had to figure out the main idea and the details first, and you had to read the story, and so I'm really proud of every one of you.
In moving forward, I plan to use this in all the years to come. I think it's important that it just becomes the norm in their learning, that they may be doing something different than their peers, because that's what it should be. That's just how we reach all of our kids.